Gentlemen, welcome back to the Tiege Hanley Starting a Business Building a Brand vlog number 6. Today we're talking about money, as in how do you find it if you want to start a business. Now, in the early stages of this vlog, I have discussed basically all of the partners and their role. I told you about Kelly, who is going to be funding and financing the process of the start of Tiege Hanley. He's going to be putting up his hard-earned cash in order to make Tiege a reality. But a lot of guys, maybe you, don't have a money guy just willing to toss cash at a good idea. But I will say this, that in my experience, money is out there and money is a lot easier to find than good ideas. And what this means is there are a lot of people out there in their life that have made a lot of money. And in order for them to make more money, they want to invest in solid ideas and people that they feel are going to be able to make something great. So they put $50,000 invested in you, and in 5 years they have $250,000 from this $50,000 investment. That's how investments, in theory, are supposed to work. That being said, people aren't just going to throw money at you because you got a nice smile and you say, hey, I got a good product. What do you think? Don't you think it's amazing? Because here's the thing. Most of us think that our ideas and our businesses that we've come up with are the best thing in the history since sliced bread. Other people that are removed from the passion of that idea are able to sort of see it a little bit more clearly. A great example of this is, once again, is Shark Tank. You see those sharks that are like, it's not that great. But all the entrepreneurs, there's no entrepreneur that goes into the Shark Tank thinking that they're not going to love the idea as much as they do. I keep talking about Shark Tank. Who knows? Anyway, guys, I'm going to start and just issue a bit of a warning. Make sure that you don't raise more money than you need. But on the flip side, raise enough money that's going to ensure that you have enough in order to grow your business and you don't have to go and try and get more money too soon. Does that make sense? Don't raise too much, but make sure to raise enough. Exactly. Figure that out. All right, so the first thing that you can do if you have an idea is to self-fund. You save your money. You have a part-time job, you work full-time, squirrel away a bit of money, and finance your business yourself. That is what I have done with the majority of my businesses, because early on in my business career, I've tried it a few other ways, and it made things a lot more difficult. I'll tell you about them in a second. And so, if you can figure out a way to start your business incredibly affordably and basically economically, there are ways for you to start websites, for you to start products, for you to get the groundwork and the foundation of a business started that does not require you to have a lot of cash. It does, however, require you to be resourceful. Do a lot of looking. There are so many free resources out there online, different things that you can take advantage of. So, option number 1 is self-funding. But you're like, yo, if I got to self-fund this, it's going to take me 27 years. What if somebody beats me to the punch? Option number 2, you can ask friends and family. And that's what a lot of businesses, small businesses do. They basically go to their mom, their dad, their brother, sister, their friends, and ask them to invest either for equity in their company or just as a loan. Some people will just be like, yo, here's money, kid. Good luck. Pay me back when you can. That is rare. But I'm sure it happens. It's never happened to me, but I'm sure it happens. Friends and family are going to be great because they're going to be a lot more flexible in the terms of repayment. But I must warn you, when you go down this road, I learned this the hard way. I basically took loan from a friend in order to start one of my old businesses, and that business didn't do well. There are some other ways that you can test the market to see if your idea is really something worthwhile. And that is going to be my option number 3, which is crowdfunding. Kickstarter and Indiegogo are places where you can go and basically sell your business. You say, hey, I want to make remote controls, and this remote control is going to be sexy, and it's going to control your TV and your car and your bathroom and whatever it is. You go on, you say, I'm looking to raise X number of dollars, and for every dollar raised, you're going to come up with levels and rewards and all that good stuff. Crowdfunding is a great way to test the market, but one trick to crowdfunding, which a lot of people don't tell you, is that you need to make sure that you are ready to market your Kickstarter or your Indiegogo campaign, because just putting it up there and expecting people to find it doesn't happen. All right, you need to basically get caught up into the crowdfunding ecosystem, somebody there at Kickstarter or Indiegogo to notice, because you've had a lot of traction. One of the algorithms that I hear that they use is that in that first 24-hour window, if you get 50 people, it doesn't matter if it's $1, it doesn't matter if it's $50,000. If you get 50 people to donate in that first 24-hour period, that's going to basically trigger something in the system and bring you to the attention of the Indiegogo, the Kickstarter, and all that good stuff. Anyway, crowdfunding is an option. You don't have to give up equity either, so that's cool. But you need to be realistic in your funding goals, because with Kickstarter, if you don't reach that goal, you don't get the money. Indiegogo, whatever you raise, you keep, but then you've got to fulfill the orders that you actually promise people. So there's headaches associated with all of them, but it's definitely an option and something that a lot of people have found success with. All right, so now let's talk about where to go to raise additional money, people you don't know. All of these ways, you're going to actually need to do a bit of planning and preparation in the form of a business plan. A business plan essentially is a document that you create outlining, detailing to the most granular level your business, how you're going to run it, what it's going to consist of, what you're going to be selling, what your profit's going to be, where you're going to sell. I mean, everything. You need to, in one document, you need to create basically the global view of what you're going to be doing, your business, how you're going to make money, how you're going to repay the loan that you're about to request. Now, one thing, there are a lot of resources online, I'm sure, in terms of finding a good business plan outline, but a lot of universities, even if it's a community college, it doesn't matter, have business development centers. I would recommend, if you need to raise money and you're going to go to institutional lenders and venture angel and all that stuff that we'll talk about in a second, you need to have a super solid business plan. Going to a university, the business development center, and seeing if you can have them help you with your business plan is a great resource and a great idea. It's something that I did years ago with one of my businesses. And it was a great tool. They also have great connections. So if your business is a good idea, they might be able to point you in the right direction. They also may have relationships with banks, which is going to be the next option for raising money. You can go to a bank and try and get a small business loan. Now, the issue, small business loans are tough. They're tough to get. One thing you may have to do, and something that I did, was I needed to, okay, so here's the deal. I wanted to raise, I think it was $150,000 for one of my old businesses, my fitness thing. And so I went to the bank. I said, hey, I want a loan for $150,000. And they said, we won't give you a loan for $150,000. Well, what do you need? You need to raise some money. So basically, I then went to friends and family and raised $80,000. I then took this $80,000 to the bank and said, okay, I want a loan. How much will you give me? I have $80,000. They said, okay, we'll take your $80,000 and we'll give you a loan for $150,000, meaning that they're only technically lending you $70,000 because they're holding $80,000 worth of your cash. It's a $150,000 loan collateralized partially by the money that you've raised. Does this make sense? I know this is a little bit complex. I'm trying to explain it as layman as possible, but banks. Okay, BB&T is a bank that is known for doing small business loans. The reality is you're not going to raise $1 million first time out of the gate with little collateral. It's just not going to happen. But if you need that type of money, there are some other options. Those two options are angel investors and venture capital investors, and they're two very different things. Now, whether or not you know this or not, there are groups and organizations, angel investment groups, venture capital groups that are out there that get together. If you do some online research, you will find different angel funds or angel investors. It's a little foggy. I don't 100% remember. I looked into it at one point when I was needing to raise money a while ago, but I never really took it to that next level. I do know that it's an option. I know that a lot of people get funded through the angel network. Angel investors are out there. They're people. They want you to do a presentation. You go in, you present to a group, and they say, all right, that sounds interesting. We want 75%. Here's your money, blah, blah, blah. In 5 years, we want out. Now, the other option, if you need to raise like big, massive amounts of money, that's venture capital. But venture, they're not going to be as nice and friendly. They want to be repaid in a specific time frame. But if you need to raise multiple millions of dollars, this is probably going to be the only way you're going to get funded. You're going to need to give up a substantial amount of your company, of your business, but you're going to be able to ultimately do your business. And so in a lot of cases, it's worth it. But you've really got to decide. Are you confused? Don't be. I'd like to wrap this up and leave you with a thought. Don't borrow and don't think that you need so much money to start a business. There are ways that you can, if you get creative, and that's the whole thing, get creative. You got to think outside of the box. Don't just think that, hey, if I had $100,000, I can do X. Well, what if I gave you $50,000? Could you do it? How about 25? What are the ways that you can make something successful, even if it has to start small and grow down the line? How are you able to do that and not have to borrow a lot of money? Because I will tell you this, the more debt you have, the more stressed out you're going to be because you've got these financial obligations. So keep your expenses as low as possible. That is the number one takeaway, hopefully, from this video. Guys, I hope this helped. I hope this gave you some insight on some different ways for you to potentially raise money if you're thinking about starting a business. And that's, I think, where we should leave off. There's a lot of information. Guys, if you have additional questions, business-related questions, please comment down below. Also, if you haven't been to the Tiege website, tiege.com, make sure to go and sign up for beta testing opportunities, special deals, and updates. Gentlemen, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.